So upcoming Friday nights, me and the degenerate boys that we are, we're coming back with the betting show.
You look at the way he bounces off tacklers, the way that he keeps his eyes downfield, his vision, his ability to find holes, his pass catching ability, right? Because he had.
In my lifetime, I'd put him at probably around the 2 area, with again the only other person up there being King Ricky.
Anthony Richardson or Caleb Williams at the 111.
Yeah.
So just hit it.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I love that intro.
It's a great intro minus Jake's voice.
He didn't realize that I was making an intro of all our clips, and he was like, man, I would have loved a better one where I didn't start out, yeah. I probably could have cropped that part out, but it was pretty funny nonetheless.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of BSing Sports, part of the BSing Network, where we do a little BS. We talk a whole lot of sports. I am your host, Ryan, for Fantasy Football Sunday. Here with me, as recently, is the Candle King himself, Mr. Christian Gutierrez, a.k.a. Gucci. Gucci, you have some shit on your shirt. It's like all over.
It looks like it's
full part here.
It's looking like 4 more than whatever you got.
Oh, well, at least I was alive to see mine.
Don't matter. You've had 30 years to catch up.
Yeah, obviously, some lovely banter on this Sunday morning. We play you guys in a couple of weeks, don't we? Yeah, week 10, I think. That's going to be a good game.
Hopefully.
H-Fan checking in. Hey, fellas, what's going on, H-Fan? I know why you're here. I'm assuming it's probably the same reason as a bunch of other people. We have a giveaway to do. And I would like to start out by apologizing that we are starting the show late because of you guys, actually. A bunch of participation in this giveaway. And I, am really, really happy about it. Thank you guys for checking in. Thank you guys for participating. Even if you do not win the giveaway today, it does put you in the running for the Super Bowl giveaway, winning a jersey of your choice of any player. I've got the names of all the ats right here. You don't have to participate just once either. Our next giveaway will be week 12. If you participate in that and you participated in any of the previous giveaways, your name gets added another time, right? So if you participate in all 5 giveaways, name gets added 5 times. That's going to be a hell of a spin wheel. Hot Take checking in. Hello. Notice you weren't on our Eagles recap show there, Mr. Hot Take. Wonder why that was. I'm always here. True. Very true. You were probably on the other show. We were going live at the same time. Bear fan Pete at Hot Take. Love that.
You chose the worst week. You chose the worst week to choose the Cowboys.
I picked the cow bitches Gucci that better not fail me. Yikes. I'll take his Cowboys jersey. LOL. Maybe a rep. I think you might have to fight him for.
I will. One. You have to pry this jersey out of my cold, dead hands.
We'll answer this start-sit question here real quick. Matt on YouTube, thanks for tuning in, Matt. Keenan Allen or Ramondre Stevenson, chat? I'm assuming it's PPR. It's pretty easy for me. I'm going Ramondre there.
Same.
Yeah. Tim Brandt says Gabe Davis or Trey Palmer. I'm going with Trey Palmer.
Me too. This is easy.
2 for 2. Yeah, 2. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and get back into the giveaway. So there were 35 people that participated based on the instructions. That was like and retweet the tweet, subscribe to YouTube, as well as tag a friend in the comments. So 35 people eligible for this giveaway, Gucci, if you would like to bring the spinner to the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this is pretty simple here. We're going to spin it one time. Whoever it lands on is going to be deemed the winner. You have 24 hours to answer the DM. If not, we will be respinning and selecting a new winner. When you answer the DM that I send out, you will have to provide proof of subscription and then obviously an address for us to send the CJ Stroud Will Anderson card to, as well as another candle, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct, Candle King?
You are correct.
All right, Jerry Bagshaw checking in. Hi, all. Yes, sir. Hi, Jerry. Thank you for tuning in again. Hot Take, good luck. Good luck, all. Yes, sir. Gucci, fire away, and then
there it is. Boom, 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 boom. Who will be the winner? Oh, Giovan
4343. That's not the whole Twitter name. It's Giovan 43434500. But due to the interest of time, we wanted to kind of condense that and shorten it up. So
You know who you are, buddy.
congratulations. You have 24 hours from now. So we'll say 11 a.m. tomorrow to answer the DM that I will send out after this show. Provide your address, provide your proof of YouTube subscription, and congratulations. The CJ Stroud card is yours, along with the candle that I just ordered myself, by the way. Very, very good. Thank you, Mr. Christian Gutierrez. So I got asked some pretty good start sit questions on Twitter this morning. Guys, if you're tuned in the chat and you have your own start sit questions, please feel free to fire them up. We're here to answer probably till about 11:30 or so. Hot Take says, Riggs, stop the count. LMAO, congrats. Yeah, congrats to him. But don't forget, Hot Take, that now you're in the running twice to win. I'm assuming a Malik Neighbors jersey because that's the only relevant player on the Giants. Here was the first question I got asked, or the most recent question I got asked. Actually, I thought this was a pretty good one. Jordan Mason or Alvin Kamara, PPR?
Give me Jordan Mason as an Alvin
that's
Kamara fantasy owner. I do not like the outlook of his future status of fantasy. Last week you saw what he looked like without any other help on offense, and he put up 8 fantasy points. And half of that came from 4 catches for 15 yards. So give me Jordan Mason.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara's been slumping a little bit recently. I traded him away in one of my dynasty leagues right before that slump hit, fortunately. But Jordan Mason does get the Cowboys, the Alice Cowboys team today. I'm not going to call them the Dallas Cowboys because they've got no D, which is exactly why I'm starting Jordan Mason.
Oh, you no D? I'll show you. I mean, after the show, of course.
Yeah, all fair. Let's take that offline.
Everyone else has got to pay for that. Link in bio.
Speaking of paying, if you haven't paid up to Pete's GoFundMe, I think you should do that.
Absolutely true.
Yeah, unfortunately, one of our most faithful followers, Bears fan Pete, his dad came, cancer's a bitch, right? And he's looking to us for help, and we shall provide that for him. We love Pete. We love his support. So if you haven't seen our sports betting episode on Friday, you can find the GoFundMe link there. We will be posting it on Twitter as well. And if you do not know Bears fan Pete, here's his @.
Yeah, a hell of a show we had on Friday. I think it was one of our most fun shows.
That was a good show. The Chargers should beat the Saints easily today. I would agree with that. My money does agree with that. Hot Take says, yeah, it's going to be great when you buy a Giants jersey. Oh, I've done worse than that, dude. Me and one of my Cowboys fans, we do jersey swap every year. Last year it was Michael Parsons in the same style that you're wearing. Now, it was never in my house. I would never have a Giants jersey, Cowboys jersey in my house. I just ordered it and sent it straight to his place. But
not till I bring one.
Gucci, you have to sleep outside.
I'll bury it under your house, so you're sleeping on a Cowboys jersey every night.
Yeah, I mean, 6 feet underground, just like the Cowboys 2024-2025 season.
Oh, wow.
Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams?
Give me Caleb.
Yeah, I don't know how much Jaden's going to be running with his injury. Ribs are nothing to mess with. They can get pretty serious pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That being said, it's a lot closer than if you would have asked me this question, a few weeks ago because Caleb got off to a slow start. That being said, I might risk Daniels if he's healthy. But that should be a good game. I wish Jaden was 100% healthy so that way we could see number 1, number 2 overall pick, kind of go at it. But I'm going to lean Jaden Daniels. His rushing upside is really good, and it's just something that I'd want to take the chance on. Zay Flowers or Rashad White in PPR?
Give me Zay Flowers.
Yeah, I think in most other weeks, that's the pretty obvious answer. Nonetheless, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans both being out. Obviously, Godwin for the rest of the season. Evans out through the bye week, it sounds like.
Yep.
Rashad White's probably their best pass catching back. I feel like he gets a serious elevation. I know people are talking about Trey Palmer. We've seen Sterling Shepard. We've seen Jalen McMillan. Kate Otten and Rashad White get a big boost for me as well. So I actually lean Rashad White here. I just for some reason, Zay Flowers versus Denzel Ward. I'm not sure how that one's going to go. I don't think that the Baltimore Ravens are going to need to throw the ball a whole lot to win that game, especially with how good Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry have been on the ground.
Yeah. My thinking with that is Jerry Bagshaw. Okay, we'll wait for that.
Yeah,
My thinking. Um, so I also am a Rashad White fantasy owner this year, and well, although he did put up 30 points, last week, but garbage time touchdowns.
Yeah.
My thinking is the way the Buccaneers offense has been scheduled every single game this year is they go up early. They are scoring early with deep shots. Passing offense is looking amazing with the two receivers that are now currently out. I need to see that transition on how they're going to continue to put up points when they have that basically cut in half. They still do have a decently young core of receivers that are able to run good routes and pass catches to catch passes. But don't get it twisted. Like I need to see how they're gonna shift from that. You saw like how the Eagles, like just as an example, like how their offense had to shift when they lost their two receivers. So I'm leaning towards that being more of a handicap for them this week. If they make the proper adjustments and somehow their two-headed monster at running back works out for them in that fashion, so be it. I was wrong one week, and I'll write that going forward. But Zay Flowers is Lamar's number one option. I feel like the first two quarters of the game is still going to be a game, as most games are. So I see like Lamar is always looking his way. We have seen the resurgence of Mark Andrews the last 2 weeks, but that doesn't make me waver at Zay Flowers being wide receiver 1 down in Baltimore.
And I don't hate anything about that logic. I think that's very sound logic. I think it's very safe logic. And I don't think that you should have to. I think based on what you said, it's very sound, and you don't have to come on the air and be like, well, I messed up by saying Zay Flowers over Rashad White, because we do have to see how the Buccaneers offense transform, right? Rashad White more so this season, kind of a safe, 9 to 12 points PPR, didn't really have the ceiling. It's kind of one of those big question marks. Is he going to have more of a ceiling with the two primary pass catchers out? So I don't hate that logic at all. I am a gambling man, though. I would gamble on Rashad White, but your logic for starting Zay Flowers over Rashad White is absolutely sound and safe. Jerry Bagshaw's hot take was, after this week, Dalvin Cook, top 15 running back rest of the season.
Huh.
The Cowboys fan laughed. That's
He ain't leaving the practice squad. All right.
He was elevated today, I think.
He ain't touching. He ain't. The Cowboys would rather run Deuce Vaughn up the A gap than fucking play Dalvin Cook.
Why did it take so long for him to get activated?
Jerry being Jerry.
This is interesting. T. Higgins is out today, which is a huge blow for the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, I was very excited to see Quinyon Mitchell versus T. Higgins, big physical cornerback, big physical wide receiver. But Mark Chase is going to have to carry the work, I guess. That was an interesting one because Higgins was healthy the first 2 days of practice, and then Friday came out with a quad injury. So, it's never good when you go from full to limited or no practice. So kind of writing on the wall there.
I wonder if that shifted the line at all.
Yeah, let's check that right now. Oh man, I was hoping
it did. It went down a point.
I still have -2.5 on ESPN.
Wasn't it 3.5 earlier in the week?
I think it was 2.5 the whole time.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then they didn't move.
I'm not. Hold on, wait.
Check
it was two. It was 2.5, yeah, because ESPN has the odds that they opened at 2. I'm sure that'll probably change prior to the game, but like the money, I don't know that the line itself will change, but I don't know. Yeah, there's probably not enough time for the actual line to change. The next start sit question I got was pretty interesting. Austin Eckler or Jalen Warren in PPR?
I'm going to go Jalen Warren.
I went Austin Eckler.
I feel like this is a toss-up. I feel like you're going to get the same thing out of both of them. You're just kind of hoping for that touchdown, from the goal line. I do like the Eckler matchup this week, but I don't know. It's just, like I said, gamble 50-50 for me. I feel like you can't go wrong with either one of them. Each one of you is going to give you 8 points. And you take the gamble on which one's going to give you the touchdown. I'll take Jalen Warren this week.
I picked Austin Eckler, one because I didn't know the health of Jaden Daniels. I felt like Austin Eckler probably would have been utilized a little bit more if Marcus Mariota was playing. Number two, I feel like I have more confidence in the Commanders' offense than I do the Steelers' offense. I know Russ looked fantastic last week, especially in the second half, but Najee Harris has been playing like incredible football. He looks like the running back he did in his rookie year, maybe even a little bit better than that. So I'm not sure how much Jalen Warren's actually going to get on the field because of how good Najee looks. So I was leaning Eckler there a little bit. And normally I would kind of say, wow, we are like down bad here, but this is just fantasy football has been a nightmare this year for injuries. So I do not blame you one bit. Or if you went like 0 running back strategy and this is what you ended up and you've like 4 wide receiver ones, that'd be fine too. We know that T. Higgins is out. So I typed this up obviously before I knew that news. So T. Higgins, Taysom Hill, or DeAndre Hopkins PPR. I said Higgins if he was healthy, so let's scratch that off. And then I said Hopkins, but I like, God, Taysom Hill or DeAndre Hopkins is not something that I feel good about.
If I had the option between these 3 on my team, I'd choose Hopkins, especially being on the newly acquired team. The team. I just feel like his potential just for PPR is there. I don't think he's going to rack up a bunch of yards, but I mean, he's a big, tall guy. He can get goal line feed. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen much out of Taysom Hill at all this year, and he's still in the same situation. So give me the situational change for DeAndre.
Yeah, I leaned Hopkins here just because to me it came down to the Chiefs offense or the Saints offense with Spencer Rattler starting. And it was like, well, I mean, Taysom Hill might get a couple snaps, but if he doesn't get a touchdown, like his value is just nothing at all.
Yeah.
That being said, since I said DeAndre Hopkins, Taysom Hill will have 3 touchdowns today.
I would laugh.
Book it. Book it. I'm going to go put money on it after this. One flex, and these are some interesting flex names. Like I'm surprised that some of these guys aren't already in the lineup. One flex, half PPR. We've got Stephon Diggs, Jalen Waddle, Chuba Hubbard, DeAndre Swift, or Tank Bigsby. Travis Etienne is out again today.
Who are the Jags playing? They're playing that one team in the NFL. The Jags.
That one team in the NFL.
They're playing the Packers. Okay. Let me hear what you got on this.
I said Diggs. Still no Nico Collins. I think CJ Stroud kind of has to get right here. And he seems to be the guy with Nico Collins out. Tank Dell doesn't seem to exist much in that offense. It's either Stephon Diggs or Joe Mixon. Last week was a Joe Mixon game. I'm going to roll the dice and take Stephon Diggs. Any one of these has an easy path to starting. Doggo.
Hello, dog.
What's your dog's name?
Kona.
Kona?
Kona.
Love that. Love your dog.
Okay.
But yeah, I picked Stephon Diggs. I mean, Jalen Waddle with Tua back could easily go for 30. Chuba Hubbard's been rock solid, although with Bryce Young back under center, I'm kind of like, I'm going to avoid that whole team.
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift's been nuclear the last 3 weeks, and Tank Bigsby, of course, has been very good as well since Travis Etienne's gone out. So I lean Diggs, but really outside of Chuba, I think there's a route where any of these guys are playable.
Yeah, I would 1,000% agree with you. Hey, go home. Sorry, she's crying. And I'm getting calls from work on a Sunday. I love to hear that.
Football Sunday, dude. The holy day.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Diggs here. Same exact reasons. I would kind of flirt with Chuba Hubbard as he is their offense. The quarterback doesn't matter when you're the running back. But they are playing a very good defensive team this week. In the Denver Broncos, I believe.
Yeah, the Denver Broncos, which is another reason why I'd avoid Chuba. He's got the worst matchup.
So, I'm best matchup, best situation, most opportunities. I'm going to go Diggs.
This is an interesting one. Raven Show Yo, thanks for tuning in. Please don't be afraid to subscribe to YouTube, where we are here like 4 times a week talking all kinds of sports. Flex One, full PPR, Kareem Hunt or Debo. I'll let you take the lead here.
I'm going to go Kareem Hunt.
Wow. We went 2 for 2 and then just went completely off the rails.
It's not like a glaring, like obvious choice for me, but it's like I just like his touches. He in a system and a team as the Kansas City Chiefs, and they like to get it to everybody. Yes, we know that. But Kareem Hunt has shown that he is that number one back and deserves to be. And he just gets the most touches out of everyone else on that offense. I think the only other person that touches the ball more than him is Patrick Mahomes, because he has to. I don't know. Like I said, it's a tough one because Debo does do the rushing and the catching, and he does hate the Cowboys. So it's a tough one this week. I just like Kareem Hunt because he's just tried and proven that he is that majority of that offense. If you look at just the number standpoint, Chiefs or Patrick Mahomes' passing yards are down, his interceptions are up, so not really passing the ball as much. So if you have any of the receivers or anything, I wouldn't, you would know. But Kareem Hunt, great run game down there in KC.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate this pick at all. And again, not glaringly obvious to your point. The last 2 weeks, Kareem Hunt the last 2 weeks he played because they had a bye week 6. Week 5, he was RB5 on the week. And week 7, he was RB11. So 27 and 22 carries respectively. You could make the point that Kareem Hunt is the reason the Chiefs are winning games currently because Patrick Mahomes has not played good football in the month of October. So he has absolutely been a staple. He has looked like old Chiefs Kareem Hunt since he's been back there. The kicker for me making this decision here is the full PPR. I think if it was half PPR or standard, I would go Kareem Hunt. But Debo Samuel in PPR without Brandon Ayuk, I think to your point with Dallas's run defense being subpar this season, I think he's going to see probably 8 carries and on top of that get about 8 targets. So I could see him being dynamic in both ways. I could potentially see a multiple touchdown game coming in from Debo. I just think that he's the primary pass catcher now and he's still going to get some carries. So being the PPR thing, that's kind of the separator for me. But yeah, that's a great problem to have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hussein says, "What's up, guys?"
What's up, Hussein?
I was wondering who should I start my wide receiver 3, JSN or Tank Dell, fancy Tyler Boyd or not fancy JSN?
Yeah, we're going JSN here. This is JSN.
Yeah, sure. It's JSN for me too, especially with DK out. I trust the volume of the Seahawks offense a little more, and I trust JSN's ability way more than I trust Tank Dell's.
Tank Dell's just not in that offense. You said it earlier.
Even with Nico Collins out, dude had a 0-point game. Like that shouldn't happen. So yeah, I'm going JSN here pretty comfortably. I think this could be a big breakout game for him, stepping up into the wide receiver 2 role. Raven Show Yo says, "Thanks, fellas." Yep, no problem. Anytime. Timothy Brandt says JSN. So now we have to pivot and go Tank Dell. No, I'm just kidding. I think that's all I had on Twitter this morning. Did you have any start-sit scenarios that you wanted to go through? Because I have a couple of my own.
I have one.
Okay.
I have one. All right. Let me let this fantasy app open here. Takes a second. Would you rather start? So running back situation here. Pick 2. Chuba Hubbard, Alvin Kamara, and Rashad White.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Pick 2. Kamara, Hubbard, Rashad White.
Oh, shit. Is this PPR?
Yeah.
Okay. I think no matter which way I cut this, Rashad White is starting.
Mm-hmm.
Which, holy Christ. Let me see who the Panthers have Denver today. Don't they? The Saints have the Chargers. That's not any better. I'm I'm going to say Kamara, man, but I don't love that, dude. Spencer Rattler has like really like de-elevated that offense to
Yeah.
absolute irrelevance. Like I have Chris Olave in a league and he wasn't even a thought for me to play. Like
Yeah.
Zay Flowers was questionable and I set the auto substitute to some guy. I think I picked Jalen McMillan over Chris Olave. I just want nothing to do with the Saints offense under Spencer Rattler. But that being said, like the only like worse option on the board is the Panthers offense with Bryce Young and them against Denver's defense. So
Yeah.
I think I'm going to lean Alvin Kamara there for the second one. But I think to steal a line that you said earlier, I think you're going to get roughly the same thing out of both of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hussein says, lastly, who should I start, Kamara or Brian Robinson Jr.? Brian Robinson
Brian
Jr.
Robinson Jr., baby.
By like a mile.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's an easy one.
And Hussein says,
Kamara and White.
Kamara and White. Okay, so I feel a little bit more comfortable about it now that I'm not alone. So here's my start sit scenario. I need one tight end and one flex. I have McBride, Ingram, James Conner, MHJ, and this is a tight end premium league. So 1.5 points per reception for tight ends.
Give me the two at the end.
McBride and MHJ? Or McBride and Ingram?
No, Connor and MHJ.
Well, I need a tight end.
Oh, okay. Well, give me Connor and McBride.
Okay. Yeah, I think Connor's a staple, right? If you look at the Arizona Cardinals offense, he's kind of been like the lead charge right there. And MHJ's kind of been the one that's, taking the hit from it. But I think
Hussein is saying Ingram's going to eat.
I believe it because the matchup against the Packers is great. I think the Packers allow like the 8th most fantasy points to tight ends in that scoring format. So that, and since Ingram's come back, he's just been a target hog in that offense. So
yeah,
I just traded for McBride in this league a couple weeks ago, and I'm already like benching him because yeah. So, oh man, Connor and Ingram maybe that seems to be the way to go. Yeah, that was my start sit scenario. Gucci, I know you got to get out of here, so we're going to kind of wrap this up a little bit early. He's going to go enjoy lunch with his family, and then he's going to watch the San Francisco 49ers later tonight beat the Dallas Cowboys, which is not as easy for me to say as an Eagles fan as you would think because the 49ers are becoming really hateable, like really fast.
An Eagles fan thinks otherwise.
Yeah, God, can they tie?
They can. It's always a possibility. A tie would be great. I'd be happy with the tie, man.
Yeah, let's get a tie so that way neither one of these teams wins. I mean, both teams have had their struggles this year. Brock Purdy without CMC looks really, 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 really normal.
Yep.
Looks closer to me than he did Super Bowl run Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I mean, you stick any one of us back there with all of the San Francisco's weapons and you look decent.
That being said, yeah, thanks for coming on, Gucci. I appreciate it. We should be getting Jake back next week. Maybe we'll have all three of us on. Maybe Gucci needs a break on Sunday morning. Who knows? We'll figure that out next week. But do you have anything you would like to say before we sign off?
I do not. Not today.
Not today? All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to BSing Sports, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. Have a good day.